Overthinking is a modern plague. It keeps us up at night, makes simple decisions paralyzing, and can turn even the most straightforward moment into an internal tug-of-war. While anxiety and excessive rumination are often seen through psychological or medical lenses today, ancient philosophies, especially Stoicism, have long offered profound insights into the restless mind. In this essay, we will explore how Stoic philosophy helps illuminate the nature of overthinking and provides concrete tools to overcome it. The nature of overthinking. Before diving into Stoicism's remedies, it's important to understand the problem. Overthinking is not simply thinking too much. It's a repetitive, often obsessive, mental loop. It may involve rehashing the past, imagining worst-case scenarios, or doubting one's actions and choices. Most importantly, it's largely unproductive. Modern psychology refers to overthinking in terms such as rumination and cognitive distortion. These mental habits often stem from fear of making the wrong decision, fear of regret, fear of judgment. When the mind feels it must predict and control everything, it spins in circles. Yet this phenomenon is not new. The Stoics, thinkers from ancient Greece and Rome like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius, wrote about the turbulent mind constantly reacting to imagined fears. They may not have used the term overthinking, but they described it in detail and offered a clear alternative. Stoicism, a philosophy of mental clarity at its core. Stoicism is about mastering what you can control and letting go of what you cannot. Its practicality is unmatched. Stoic thinkers were not armchair philosophers. They were emperors, slaves, and statesmen grappling with the uncertainty of life in ancient times: disease, war, betrayal, death. Yet, their insights remain astonishingly relevant in our hyperconnected, anxiety-prone era. The Stoics believed the mind could be trained. Like a muscle, it could be disciplined to focus only on what truly matters. Their core insight: most of our suffering comes not from external events, but from our judgment of those events. This idea is summed up by Epictetus, who said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them." Overthinking from a Stoic perspective is nothing more than the mind being agitated by false impressions, by giving too much attention to what lies beyond our control. Dichotomy of control. The first antidote, perhaps the most famous Stoic concept, is the dichotomy of control. It states that some things are within our control, our thoughts, actions, choices, and others are not, other people's opinions. The past, the future, outcomes. Overthinking often stems from confusing the two. We agonize over how others will respond, replay past conversations, or try to forecast a future we can't predict. This is wasted energy. The Stoic response: let it go. Consider the following practice. When you catch yourself ruminating, ask, is this within my control? If the answer is no, gently redirect your attention to what is. This is not apathy, it's discipline. It's choosing where to place your mental effort. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, practiced this daily, writing in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Overthinking weakens us because it fixates on things that we cannot influence. Stoicism restores power by narrowing our focus to what we can actually do. Premeditatio malorum. Facing fear head on. Another Stoic technique. Premeditatio malorum, premeditation of evils, is the art of mentally rehearsing negative outcomes, not to worry, but to prepare. This may seem counterintuitive. Why would someone prone to overthinking want to imagine bad outcomes? Because Stoics did not avoid negative possibilities, they faced them directly, examined them, and diffused their power. Seneca wrote, "He suffers more than necessary, who suffers before it is necessary." Overthinkers often suffer imagined defeats, but when practiced consciously, visualizing worst-case scenarios can reduce their emotional impact. The Stoic approach is to examine those fears and realize two things. They are often exaggerated. Even if they happen, you can endure them. This practice builds resilience and emotional flexibility. You are no longer a prisoner of what if. Instead, you become a calm witness to potential outcomes, ready for any of them. Contemplating the present. Stoicism's antidote to time anxiety. A large portion of overthinking revolves around time worry about the past or the future, but Stoicism roots us firmly in the present. Marcus Aurelius repeatedly emphasizes the fleeting nature of life and the importance of living now. One passage reads, "Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present. The Stoics practiced mindfulness before the word existed. Their writings remind us that the only time we ever truly have is the present moment. Overthinking pulls us into time, zones where our actions are powerless. Stoicism brings us back, a useful practice. When lost in thought, pause and ask, what is happening right now? What is within my power in this moment? This simple redirection can cut through spiraling thoughts and return you to a place of clarity, detachment from outcome. Doing without clinging. Much of our overthinking comes from a desire to control outcomes. We want guarantees, but the Stoics emphasized process over results. They encouraged focusing on right action, regardless of what happens next. This is captured in the Stoic concept of amor fati, the love of fate. It's not passive acceptance, but a deep trust in the unfolding of events, combined with committed effort. Epictetus advised, do not seek for things to happen the way you want them to. Rather, wish that what happens happen the way it does, then you will be happy. Imagine making a choice without obsessing over its consequences. Imagine sending an email, submitting an application, or ending a relationship and feeling peace afterward, because you acted with integrity. This is the Stoic ideal, to live rightly, and let the rest be. The view from above. Shrinking the ego. Another powerful Stoic practice is the view from above, the idea of zooming out from your immediate circumstances to see the bigger picture. Marcus Aurelius often reflects on the vastness of the universe, the passage of time, and the insignificance of personal troubles in the grand scheme. For example, look down from above on the countless gatherings and countless ceremonies, and every sort of voyage in storm and calm, and the disputes of men. And consider how many people who came into the world with me are already gone. This cosmic perspective shrinks the ego and, by extension, our obsessive thoughts. Most of what we overthink won't matter in a week, let alone a century. This is not nihilism, it's liberation. When we recognize our small place in the universe, we stop making every thought or decision a source of torment. Daily reflection and journaling, training the mind. The Stoics were prolific journalers. Marcus Aurelius's Meditations is, in essence, a private journal never meant for publication. He used it to clarify his thoughts, practice self-discipline, and return to core principles. Modern psychology supports this. Journaling is a proven tool to manage anxiety and clarify thinking. Ending your day with a few Stoic-inspired prompts. What did I overthink today? What was within my control? What can I do differently tomorrow? Did I act according to my values? This ritual grounds your thoughts and prevents them from festering overnight. Over time, it rewires the habit of overthinking into a practice of self-awareness, silence, stillness, and solitude. The Stoics prized stillness, not the absence of activity, but inner tranquility. In a world saturated with noise, distraction, and information overload, overthinking thrives. Silence, solitude, and reflection offer the antidote. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. To see this clearly, we need space. Step away from the noise. Create time each day to be alone with your thoughts, not to indulge them, but to observe them, to separate what is real from what is invented. Meditation, walks in nature, or even moments of intentional pause during your day can cultivate this stillness. Stoic courage, choosing rational action over emotional chaos. Ultimately, the Stoics called us to courage, not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act without being ruled by it. Overthinking is often a cover for avoidance. We think in circles to delay a decision or dodge responsibility, but Stoicism teaches that right action is more important than perfect thought. You may never feel completely certain. You may always have lingering doubts, but that doesn't mean you can't move forward. The Stoic hero is not someone who never hesitates, but someone who chooses wisely in the midst of uncertainty. Conclusion: from overthinking to inner freedom, Stoicism doesn't promise a mind free of all worries. It promises a mind trained to handle them. Through discipline, reflection, and clear values, we can turn our thoughts from tyrants into tools. The next time you feel trapped in your mind replaying conversations, catastrophizing the future, doubting every move, pause. Ask yourself, is this within my control? What would a wise person do? Can I take a single, good action now?